Hello, everybody. Funny Bone here. Carnell Littles. I went for my walk this morning. I'm gonna do it again this evening after I take care of a couple of things. The reason why I'm talking to you today because I was watching all the indictments, 37 indictments against Donald Trump for it's been all kind of stuff. So a lot of people think because he's a billionaire, and most billionaires do think this, that they're untouchable. They can get away with more than anybody else. Certain rules don't apply to them. But anyway, like I said, a lot of people. I would have a discussion with some of my buddies last night, and they was talking about, well, he ain't going nowhere. They ain't gonna do nothing to him. Well, it's a little bit different when it comes to federal stuff, which he's facing stuff with federal and state, so it doesn't even matter. But you know, we live in a society now where people think that people can get away with stuff just because of who they are. The guy said that you're supposed to have one law and it's supposed to fit everyone in the United States. Everyone. Nobody is above the law. Ever. Sometimes they get away with stuff for a while, and sometimes it may seem like they are above the law for some things because, let's face it, people, if you got money, you could get away with stuff. That's just the way it is. If you got money, you could definitely get away with stuff that people that don't have money can't get away with. I mean, it's not fair, but that's just the way it is. You know, we shouldn't be living in no society like this. No matter your how rich you are or how rich you're not. The justice system is supposed to be fair for everybody. Everybody. Same with convictions. When you break the law, you're supposed to be punished for it. And most of the time you are, but it's called know who you are. If you can have money, you can get away with more stuff than people that don't have money. It's just bottom line. But I just think he's facing too many indictments. He may not get indicted on all of them, but he's facing a lot of them. And some of them are going to stick. Some of them are going to stick. Because y'all got to realize they've been investigating that man for 2 years. A little bit over 2 years. And they ain't just come to this conclusion yesterday. This is the government you're dealing with. They're going to investigate you thoroughly. And if they find any way, shape, or form that you did something illegal, they're going to investigate it. Now, I'm not saying he's automatically going to prison. He's automatically is going to not receive a fair trial because he's going to receive that. They're going to make sure that if he's convicted, they done dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. That's going to happen. So, I don't think they will be investigating for 2 years just to give somebody a slap on the wrist if they find evidence that the indictment was correct, that you done all this stuff. Because let's face it, Donald Trump thinks that no one can tell him anything. That's just the way it is. I'm not a Donald Trump hater, not a supporter either, because Donald Trump has done a lot for people. Let's don't get it twisted. He's done a lot for people. You know, he's given money, probably more money than anybody else, to help people. I'm gonna give him his credit. He is not the villain that people think he is. He says the wrong stuff sometimes. He thinks that his arrogance gets him in trouble. And that's all this is. Your arrogance will get you in trouble. You think that you're something that you're not? You think you're above the law and nobody will ever get you? Somebody is plotting to get you. Don't ever mistake that. But, you know, it could work either way. Because there's a lot of people convicted that were innocent. You've seen a lot of time where they had to go back and release people out of prison, even on death row. They had to release people that they found out later on was innocent. But what about those years that it took them to be vindicated? It took years. That some people spend 15 plus 20 years plus in prison for a crime they did not commit. So it happens. It happens. But you know, you got to be objective sometimes. Everybody is not convicted first. You're not guilty first and then proven innocent. No, you still have to be innocent until proven guilty in this country. That's the way it's supposed to be anyway. But I was talking the other day about my buddy that had surgery. I had called him yesterday. I didn't get an answer, but he called me this morning, video called me so I could see him, and he is fine. He a little bit nervous about the upcoming rehabbing on his knee, but just like I told him, a lot of it's gonna be you exercising your knee. You doing leg presses and leg raises and all that kind of stuff. So you got a little while before they straighten it out and bend it and all that kind of stuff. You got a week or two. But they're going to stretch it a little bit every day. Not all the way out. They're going to see where your range of motion is at first. And they'll work from there. And you got to remember, most of the time, physical therapy is 1 hour. 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or if you choose Tuesday and Thursday, whatever. But it's up to you most of the time. But he said they're going to have the people come out to him for the first week, which that's optional. A lot of times that's, they do that. Especially, if you're up in age a little bit, they'll come to your house for a week or two. And then after that, you'll have to go to your physical therapy that you choose. So the one in our area is in Greenville, and it's right by the hospital. They do physical therapy right there. Got some good people that's doing it. Good physical therapists. They know what they're doing. They're funny, but they're compassionate, and they do their job really well. Really well. And you would never have a complaint with them. I joke with them the whole time, and I'm gonna go back up there and visit them because they became my friends. They took care of me. They got me to walking normal, because if I wouldn't have did physical therapy, like I said yesterday, if I wouldn't have done physical therapy, you'll never have full use of your legs again. And that's just reality. And physical therapy is not going to be where it's so bad that you're going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to go. Now the first 3 days, it's going to be a little challenging to you. That's just the way it is. It's going to be challenging, but it's nothing you cannot overcome. It's nothing you can't overcome. The right mindset, you can overcome a lot of things. Pretty much almost anything. You just have to have the right mindset. And he's a tough guy. He's got a good mindset, so I think he'll be fine. He was just like I was a couple of days after surgery, but I got out in 2 days. He's still in there. I got out, and I told him my physical therapy will last me all day, every day. That's the reason why I get around so well. When I was doing physical therapy for that hour, I would come home and let my knees rest for a little while, and then I'd do it on my own because I got a total gym at home. So I was able to stretch mine out every day. I was able to do my little exercises at home as well as doing the physical therapy. But I was determined. I was determined not to be limping. I was determined not be able to stand up straight. I was not going to do that. I hurt for 7 years almost with bone on bone. So in my mind, I had it in my mind that if it hurts, it hurts. You know, I done been in pain before. So have everybody else. I've been in pain. But I looked at it like it's just an hour. You know, I can give them an hour to make me walk normal. And that's how I looked at it. So I'm not telling people how they should do because every individual is different. So I can't tell you how you should approach it, but I'm just telling you from my experience how I approached it. And I just hope, I know a lot of people here that need knee surgery. That's why I'm doing these videos. It's a lot of people here that need it, but they're afraid to get it. Don't be afraid. You should be afraid not to get it because sooner or later, you're going to have to get it. If your knees are that bad, sooner or later, when you get tired of suffering with the pain or your body just gives out and you just can't hardly stand up because it's going to come. So you need to make your mind up to do what they say. I had to lose a lot of weight because my knees was horrible, but I was too big. That's what helped with the declining of my knees. I was too big. So I lost over 150 pounds. I had to do that before I can even have knee surgery. I had to have gastric surgery just to have my knee surgery. So that ought to tell you just how dedicated I was not to hurt no more. So I done all that. I feel great. I feel 30 years younger. I look 30 years younger. People tell me that all the time. It's been 3 years since I had my gastric. And I was not one that wanted to do all that for nothing. I didn't want to do all that and then come back and put the weight back on and all that kind of stuff because I seen people do that. And it's not impossible to do after you have gastric to gain weight back. But that'll be totally up to you. Totally up to you. So if you want a healthier life, once they do, I call it cut the fat. When they do cut the fat off you and you don't want it back and you know just how great it feels and how bad you felt when you're fat, because when you're fat, you can't move normally. You cannot, your stamina is gone. And plus when you have arthritis and stuff like that that's contributing to that, and your overweight is contributing to it, it makes it a bad situation. So now I try my best not to snack, because that was one of my problems. I like to snack. And when I snacked at the wrong time, late at night. When you snack late at night, you're not going to burn no fat. Matter of fact, you're going to put it on because you eating it and going to bed. That was one of my problems, the times that I ate. Not what I ate and how much. But I used to eat like a son gun too. But the time that I ate was what was bothering me, and what was messing me up was the timing. You know, so, you know, just get it right. Get on top of your health. Because the older you get, you don't be as active. You don't be as active. That's normal. But you have to try to stay fit and active. That's the key to longer life. So I just wanted to come and talk to you about that. I just got off the phone with him. That's what inspired me to do a video. Like I said, he's, you know, anxious and nervous a little bit as to how the physical therapy is going to be. And I told him, he said, my threshold of pain might not be as high as yours. They're going to have to work with me. I said, look, they're going to work with you. You don't have to worry about them trying to take you too fast and try to kill you for that hour that you're there. They're not going to do that. They're going to work with you 100%. They're going to make sure that you're right. They're going to make sure that you're right if you listen to them. You listen to them, you'll be right. Well, thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.